Let's talk about a topic that is really close to my heart, and that is working with plant medicines. So, just to give you a little bit of background, I work with cannabis in healing sessions, somatic healing sessions, and have obviously done other types of plant medicine, mostly mushrooms. I haven't done ayahuasca yet, but I spend a lot of time really trying to understand the realm of plants and plant consciousness and how it plays into our collective consciousness. And I've really been wondering, where does the ick come from in working with certain healers when they say they do plant medicine journeys? I know for myself, I have a reservation on working with, honestly, most healers. And I've delved into that and I thought, why, and the bottom line is it comes down to a trust factor. But why is that trust factor so important when we're working with plant medicine? And it's for this reason, because plant medicine is called sacred for a reason. And anything that is sacred is also intimate. You cannot separate what is sacred from intimacy. This is why we call it sacred sexuality, or sacred plant medicine, or the sacred journey into ourselves, into the sanctity. This is why we call it holiness, right? When it comes to going behind the veil and getting to know the inner hearts chambers of God and Goddess. So when when we're in a plant medicine ceremony, it is an intimate process by nature. And intimacy always requires vulnerability. And vulnerability, for it to feel safe and for it to feel good, always requires trust. And so the more that I think about it, I'm not sure that we can just jump into plant medicine ceremonies unless there is a genuine sense of trust there. That's why I won't go into that space and just have all of my energy systems wide open and exposed to somebody that I don't know. Here's the key difference. You want to be with a guide or a healer who not just understands how to work with the plant medicine, but they understand how to work with the human being. They understand how to work with the person. A lot of people have really understood how the plant medicine functions, and that's vital and it's essential, but maybe don't necessarily know how to journey with the person. Now, the more that you awaken and the more that you heal, the more sensitive you're going to become to not just energy, but also to your own emotional state. And the more attuned you're going to become to the collective conscious and the collective state. And so when we're in these heightened ceremonial spaces with plant medicine, and I trust that you never find yourself at an overhyped ceremony, at a thing that is designed to lead you down some path that is not the sacred, but it's some sort of man-made profitable venture under the guise of taking you through a deep spiritual journey. Unfortunately, we do have spirituality being prostituted, but we also have a lot of really amazing, genuine, authentic healers. So I do want to focus on that. But whenever you have somebody take you through these spaces, you are going to be attuned to their energy field. Yours and theirs and the group and all of that. It's a beautifully sensitive space. So you want to know that in that moment, in that vulnerability, you can actually lean on this person, because that's why you have them as a guide, right? It's not just so they can introduce you to the technology of the medicine, but and not just that they will give you the right dosage or be able to guide you through some of the stickier moments that could be a little bit challenging, but that they are actually willing to welcome your being. It's a very different type of ceremony when you're with a guide who, one, genuinely loves human beings. They actually want to see the magnificence in you come forward. They're not there with some sort of agenda of what your healing is meant to look like. They're not coming in with a set thing of modalities. that they're not able to adjust very quickly if your journey is heading down a completely different path. But you also want them to be skilled in modalities and in different various healing tools so that they can assist you and guide you. So I think when you're going on a plant medicine journey, if that's something that you're feeling called to do, depending on the plant, what you want to do is look for these key factors. You want someone who understands the medicine, but you want someone who understands people. You want someone who is a lover of people. You want someone who is there, actually has compassion and love radiating from their being. These are the best people to go on these types of journey with, because you will find, okay, this is coming up actually quite clearly. Many guides will be able to trigger and kick up the shadow in you. And whilst this is vital for healing, and they'll say to you, oh, it's, you know, it's, you needed to be triggered by me. That's not the full picture. You can have an entire mushroom journey that is a shadow journey, and you will learn a lot from it. You can have an entire cannabis journey that's a shadow journey, and you will learn a lot from it. I've never done ayahuasca, so I can't speak to that, but I'd imagine that it's quite similar. And likewise with, you know, various other modalities. You will be fine. You might be a little bit traumatized, but if you're strong enough, you'll be fine and you'll make it through it and you'll learn amazing lessons. Anyone who is an alchemist can learn lessons from anything. They can turn any type of pain into gold and into power and into love, and into treasure. But you shouldn't have to do that every time you go into a plant medicine ceremony. I've sat in conversations with a handful of people who have openly shared about the trauma that they experienced in their plant medicine ceremonies. And almost like there was this shaming that was taking place, where it's been this thing that, oh, if you had a bad journey, that's on you. You know, you must have had a lot of shadow material to work on. And first of all, that's very gaslighty. And that probably also comes from a little bit of an immaturity. And it also can sometimes come from a lack of responsibility of wanting to go, hey, I interact with you, you interact with me. This is a dual exchange. That's why we came into an energy exchange. We agreed to exchange energies for the purposes of evolution, transformation, and illumination. And so I think that it's very easy for people to say, oh, well, you had a bad journey. That's obviously what your soul needed. I want to present the other half, in that when you have someone who is working from genuine love and compassion, it's not that you're not going to be triggered, but it's a slightly different kind of triggering. And also you're probably going to make it through the shadow material to get to the beauty a lot faster, to get to the hidden treasure inside, to get to the revelation, the wisdom, the insight, the understanding, the steps that you need to be able to move forward. Because the reason why we do these types of journeys is to return to our true selves. And our true selves are pure, they are beautiful, they are filled with light. We are the walking light on the planet. And so we're clearing out to get to that light. But what you want, I think, in a journey is to be able to get to that light and to experience that. In saying this, I know there's going to be stuff where people go, oh, it's not all love and light. No, 100% it's not. And you do need to walk through the darkness, and people do need to heal. And I'm not saying that the journey has to be all the butterflies and the rainbows, although I have had butterflies show up on a journey, and it's a very wonderful experience. And that's exactly what my soul needed. And that butterfly showing up in the way that it did was one of the most healing moments that I could ever have. So I do believe that we, as in the same in life, we get to heal from both the dark matter and the light. But you don't want your journey to have a dark overtone, because the person or people that you're with are more in the shadow aspect than they are in their light and their power. And to me, the greatest alchemy that we're doing on the planet right now is relational alchemy. We have done a lot of work on our own. We have healed quite a bit on our own. And now we're coming into healing together. This is one of the major themes and tones of the age of Aquarius. And so we need to know the principles that are going to be governing our reality going forward, because we've just gone through a really big shift, a massive timeline shift, and we're just going to keep seeing that roll out. With Pluto in Aquarius is just confirmation and evidence of the rapid changes that we're going to be experiencing, and that it's going to, our shift now is, how do we eliminate everything that is preventing us from experiencing true relational intimacy. So I want to bring this back into the plant medicine journey. I started recording this video because I actually wanted to document a little bit of my personal thoughts around this, because I kept thinking, man, I am super reluctant to work with most guides out there. And also, as I have been in the process, because it's pretty early days for me to be working in cannabis therapy. It's not something I've been doing for years. It's just something that I've probably the last 6-7 months, I started to introduce it into my work very gradually, so I can understand how to work with cannabis. And it's so beautiful. She called me to work with her. I feel very aligned and in sync with the work that she's able to provide, particularly right now with the theme of feminine liberation. And so I'm busy formulating my thoughts at the moment and really working on how do you create the type of journey that is a journey that honors what is actually happening in those spaces. And with that, not trust is an absolute must, right? So what do I do if someone has come in to see me and they've never met me? I need to make sure that my energy field speaks loud and clear. I have clarity in my energy field about who I am and what you're going to experience with me, so that that clarion call, that signaling was clear, so that the people that I'm bringing in, we have a much better shot at having an incredible experience that is based off of trust, that invites vulnerability. 2, as a facilitator, that I walk in authenticity. As best as possible, I am walking in the light of who I am. I feel like this is what the Bible was speaking about when he said, in him, in God, there is no shifting shadows. There's no lie. And I think that's where we're wanting to get to as people, that we've eliminated the parts of ourselves that fell under a lie, believing we had to be anyone other than who we actually are. And so my role as a facilitator then is to walk in the purity of who I am, so that I'm offering a vibrational field that is safe for someone to be in. And I think when you're looking for a facilitator for whatever plant medicine journey you want to go on, or sacred ceremony, we're even talking, feminine healing ceremonies, all of that. Make sure that you feel super aligned with their vibrational field and the authenticity of who they are, because that is laying the foundation for the safety of your journey. The other thing is, again, I'm just journaling some of my personal thoughts here. If someone's coming in and we haven't met, and there needs to be that trust built, and that trust is, we have a session beforehand so that we can actually build. We start to build relationally, also building relationally with the medicine, so that you're getting the best and you're being soaked in wisdom and understanding and preparation, so that you're not just diving in. I see this I want to draw a parallel here to dating. The days of, I think, one night stands are very quickly coming to an end on the planet, as many people are realizing just how damaging those were, and how casual intimacy is actually wrecking our ability to feel safe in connections. And casual intimacy and vulnerability without commitments and all that sort of stuff is actually not who we are as a species. It runs opposite to our nature. Our nature is to actually find intimacy and vulnerability from a place of commitment and safety and stability. And so I think with everything that we're doing right now, plant medicine ceremonies, working with guides, healers, friendships, divine friendships, relational connections, romance, everything, we're now syncing up with the divine partnerships. We're now syncing up with divine unions. We're now syncing up with things that are built on trust and clarity. And so plant medicine is no different. The more that I work with cannabis, the more I've built a relationship of trust with her. And so, but we didn't just start out like, I had to learn who she was. I had to learn how she works as a plant. I had to learn how she thinks, how she feels. And then I also had to learn how she and I interact. So first we did that on a personal level, and then we did it as, oh, how does she flow through me as a facilitator? These are all very, very, very important, vital building blocks. So I want to say this, there is no rush. There should never be a rush on your healing journey. Never, never. If you feel rushed or you feel pressured to achieve a certain outcome or a breakthrough, slow down. That's probably not the universe. Yes, there's divine pressure at times that feels very different to being rushed. Don't ever feel rushed to reach a certain level of intimacy in your ceremonies, or to go there with someone that you don't feel fully safe with. Trust your gut. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, and it will guide you. I do believe that incredible healing can happen when we partner with the right people. I think that as guides and facilitators, we are here not necessarily to be the ones that have all the answers, but the ones that are able to create a space through being who we are that allows other people to fully show up as who they are. And as a result, that's the acceleration of the medicine that we provide. Is we're saying, I am here to hold up the most beautiful mirror in space for you so that it becomes safer and easier for you to fully be yourself. And in that way, you're able to step into what it is that your mission is a lot easier. I hope that this has been helpful. Love it, love it, love it. If you would like, share, subscribe, depending on which platform you're on. If it's podcasts, please do share this episode with your friends. It is at a point now where this podcast is it's ready to go out. If you could leave a review, stunning. 5-star review would be obviously tops. With a couple of words of which episode has affected you the most. And I will see you on the next one. Lots of love, always.